I hear the mumble. I hear the chatters. We back. We back to back on them. You know, I was trying to enjoy my day, but the Stream King has returned. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Before, let's do a roll call. Word up. Word up. Smash the like button. We just working. I'm Ego the host, aka the Stream King. Back to back like Drake. Okay. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Roll call. Survival of the fittest. We got Houston, Texas in the building. Where y'all at? One time for your mind. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Phoenix, AZ. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Let's go. Let's get it. Shout out to Cleveland this evening. Inglewood, California. It's Ego the God. None greater. But we got a bunch of haters. Let's get it. Or Orange County, Santa Ana, and I kill your manna. I don't give a fuck about no manners. The grandstand, oh my gosh. San Antonio, Puerto Rico, Indio, South Central, Washington, I see you. 504, that's the NO. And we telling the haters no, NO. Like New Orleans, Riverside, 504, where y'all at, CPT, Compton, where you at, Kendrick Lamar, shout out to Jersey, Carson, California, El Paso, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Lancaster, let's get it, man. Northridge, California. You know, I put the Bay on my back. I put the state of California on my back. We just working. Hacienda Heights, California. See, I know we Cali strong. They say we in a drought. That's only the weather. New media, we ain't no drought. Funky Town, Texas, where you at? Alhambra, H-Town, 203-704, CPT, Compton loves you. And I love Compton, CPT Hub City. You know? They say Compton too corrupt, so I roll with the Dillinger. Shout out to the game, that's what he said. He said Compton too corrupt, so I roll with the Dillinger. And we ain't feeling ya. We straight drilling and killing ya. New media. Sacktown. That's Sacramento, aka Macramento. City of the trees. I don't smoke, but it's city of trees. Get it? Shot-Town, where y'all at? Where my smokers and all you jokers? I'm like Batman, Bruce Wayne. I get the poker face when I poke your chick. Oh my God, let me stop. I don't even be freeing, but y'all got me ready. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, man. Shout out to all my Boricuas. This beat too nasty. And we too classy. The haters too trashy. We in that ass beat. Who the next Raz B? I'm in that ass beat. Who the next Raz B? Let's get it. Pause. We gon' yeah. Smash the like button. We about to get loose. We about to talk about CANELO, Rocky Fielding. They watch, but they act like they ain't feeling what we doing on this new media movement. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga. Shout out to the Rancho Cucamonga Cracker Killers. You know, next Friday. Let's get it. Michael Rappaport, and I rap more. I'm rap more. Past y'all. Oh my God, let me stop. This beat is so. I like boom, yeah. I like. This shit's so hard. Niggas ass to get more than bass trade. Fuck us, man. Let's get it. We warmed up. Biggie was killing that. Don't be mad, UPS is hiring. Ugh. We just cycling through the beats. These old beats feel better. I don't care. Alright, we warmed the mic up. Right up. Tijuana, Mexico in the building. New media. Chihuahua, Mexico. Let's get it. You know, I had to come back to back on y'all. Because a lot of people are talking about this CANELO situation. You know, CANELO's big news, big business, A-side, all that stuff. So I want to give some thoughts. I started seeing a lot of people like angry and, you know, I got to just give my thoughts on this whole situation. So let's get it. I told you I have mixed feelings about it. My thing is I don't want Canelo to camp out. I don't want him to hide at 168 when there's talent and fights we've already been wanting to see you fight at 160. So I hope that's not the case. But he just fought 2 fights with Golovkin, tough fights. I'm not mad at it. And then I started to think, if y'all want to know what I was thinking, smash the like button. Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? You know, this ain't gonna be too long. This stream, it ain't gonna take too long. We don't need that much time. If y'all want to know what I was thinking, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Let's get it. I've already told you Canelo fighting Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding is, let's be clear. Be clear! Like Funk Flex said, be clear. Rocky Fielding is not the best at 168. We know that. He doesn't even have the full WBA strap. He has the regular, you know, there's too many belts in boxing, but that's another story. You know, he's the regular champion. But I was thinking about it. Smash the like button. And the funny thing is, people are like, I see people griping about this particular fight. And, you know, they're going to say stupid stuff. Oh, Ego, you're biased. You're a Canelo dick rider. But they ain't going to prove me wrong. You know, I predict it. They might say stuff like that, but they're not going to prove what I'm about to say wrong. I started thinking about it. I was like, yo, Ego. You know, I talk to myself like Venom. You know, I got this little Eddie Brock Venom thing going on. Or I talk to myself and I say, yo, Ego, what's up? And I say, you know what? Canelo fighting Rocky Fielding, you know, not a huge name in the States, not necessarily the best fight. And then Venom talked to me, the Venom internally. He's like, you know what else? And I said, what? I said, what, Venom? Right? And Venom told me, this is what Abel said he would do. I was like, oh shit, Venom. For real? Let me think about it. And then after talking to Venom, I started thinking, I was like, you know what? Look, Venom's telling me to get Sergio in the hot seat. Venom's like, we got someone for the hot seat. And I'm like, oh, hold on. I just want to say my point. Venom, chill, Venom. You know, Sergio, he can get it next. Venom telling me to get Sergio. But I'm just trying to get my point out. So I'm talking to Venom. And Abel Sanchez, this is factually speaking, when he came out the gates with his fighter Golovkin, he said, I got the greatest fighter. Nobody could go 12 rounds with my guy. He's knocking out cruiserweights, light heavyweights. He hurt Kovalev, you know, made Kovalev shit his pants, whatever, right? He said his fighter can beat anyone from 154 to 168. That's what he said. Right? He said he can, hold on, slow it down. I just dissed you. Hold on. Abel Sanchez said his fighter, Gennady, had no guys, Triple G Golovkin, can fight anyone from 154 to 168 and win. Okay. But when me and Venom start thinking about it, Gennady Golovkin hasn't fought anyone at 154 or 168. Okay. Canelo used to fight at 154, fought Mayweather at a catchweight at 152, fought at Canelo weight at 155, moved up to 160, fought at 164.5 against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Okay, now he's moving up to fight a guy at 168. So me and Venom started thinking, and I was like, you know what? Canelo is at least fluctuating his weight. He never even talked about, you know, he never said like, I'll fight anyone from 54 to 68, but he's doing that, you know? He's about to be, if he beats dude, you know, you can say he's a paper champ or whatever. It's in history. He'll be a 3-division weight champion. Meanwhile, Golovkin's been fighting at 160 since the amateurs, fact. And guess what? He stayed put at 160, where we know he's powerful, even despite the middleweight division not even really being stacked for a period of time up until recently. It wasn't stacked before. There was about 2 guys you could really fight, 2 or 3, you know, Canelo at the point, Cotto when he had the belt, or Sergio Martinez. You couldn't get those fights, but you stayed there. We don't care about the fights like the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and the other fight with Carl Froch that never materialized. You had an opportunity. Those fights didn't work for whatever reason. Andre Ward says, hey, that's Lil G. I'll fight him. And then Triple G on records on YouTube, he says, hey, no, Ward, I respect him. He's too much for me right now. That's what he said. So, to wrap this all up for you guys, Canelo is at least doing what Abel Sanchez says that Golovkin was capable of doing. So, it puts further precedence on what I just said in the last live stream. that I still, Rocky Fielding, he's not, David Benavidez, Caleb Smith, Jose Uzcategui, Caleb Plant. I told you that. I get it. I know that. There's no disputing that. See, I don't have to falsify the truth. But what I am saying is I still give him credit because he's going up against a guy who's like 6'2", 6'3", 8 pounds higher when he just took two tough fights. So he's at least stepping outside of his comfort zone. And he has a better resume than Golovkin, right? He's stepping outside of his comfort zone to at least try that. Because, again, even though Rocky Fielding might not be a world beater, that's against 106. He lost to Caleb Smith via knockout. But guess what? George Groves had been fighting at that weight, had a very good fight with Carl Froch, beat James DeGale, a British gold medalist. That's who he lost to. Rocky Fielding lost to a guy who just beat in the World Boxing Super Series, I think it's Saudi Arabia, just beat, a long-standing player at 168. So it's not like he lost to, the worst person. But moreover, the point I'm making is Canelo is at least fluctuating his weight, stepping outside of comfort zones, and looking for smoke in different divisions. Ultimately, I don't want to see him stay at 168 because I don't think I just don't see him there. He would be giving up mad height and shit for the better guys, mad weight. If he were to fight Zurdo, Gilberto Ramirez, and Jesse Hart and all that, the bigger fights are for him at 160, and that's more realistic. But, coming off 2 tough fights, and moving up, he's fluctuating his weight. He's trying to try different things. And if it was so easy, let's see everyone do this. Let's see, name somebody at 140. Name somebody at 140. Name a champion at 140. I'm gonna play a game with y'all. Jose Ramirez. Okay, cool. Steve Munoz just say Jose Ramirez. So that's like who? Okay, now we're playing an interactive game, and they started fucking mowing the lawn. Okay, Crawford's not at 140, so we're gonna use Jose Ramirez. Okay, good fighter, champion with the WBC. Name the weakest champion in the last year at welterweight. Name the weakest champion at welterweight in the last year or so. We just playing an interactive game. You guys are building this, what I'm talking about. So Jose Ramirez, that's the first. My dude Steve Munoz came up with that. Okay, Bow, my dude Alberto and Jay Morales said Jeff Horn. So this would be the equivalent. Okay, you just said Jose Ramirez is a good champion at 140, and Jeff Horn is the weakest champion in the last year or so at welterweight. Cool. So this is in essence Jose Ramirez moving up 7 pounds. Canelo's moving up 8 to fight Jeff Horn. Is that a horrible fight? Does Jeff Horn get bodied? You guys named the fighter. This is just we're just imaginary scramble. So Jose Ramirez, if he moved up 7 pounds and fought Jeff Horn before Terrence Crawford beat him, I'm talking about when he was a champion, before Terrence Crawford beat him, because now he's not a champion, right? Would that be a terrible fight? Jose Ramirez versus Jeff Horn at 47. Hello, can you guys hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Would that be a terrible fight? Sergio said, no, it's a big risk. Might not be interesting, but it's not a horrible fight. Jesse Perez says, I hear you chirping, but why are you watching, though? Ego, salute OG from Compton. I put California on my back. I appreciate y'all holding me down from the CPT. Real talk. Shout out to Compton. I got a lot of people from Compton. Shout out to my barber, DC, my old barber, DC, he from Compton. So I let you guys build an imaginary fight. Is that would that be a horrific fight to you guys? You get what I'm saying? It probably wouldn't, in my opinion. Jose Ramirez versus Jeff Horn. Jose Ramirez is a good fighter. He has an amateur pedigree. Fought Lomachenko in the AMs, right? Versus Jeff Horn. It wouldn't be. So you still have to. That's what I'm saying. My point being is this: when you're moving up 7 to 8 pounds, you still have to have a level of skill. I mean, we all know Chocolatito moved up 3 pounds, right? Moved up 3 pounds. Sor Rungvisai is not skillfully better than him, but he got cracks, you know? So it gave Chocolatito issue, and then he came back and beat Chocolatito. And he beat Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada, you know? So you guys have to, a lot of people hold different fighters to different standards, and we just talking about it. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I don't think, like I said, I don't think Rocky Fielding is the best at 68 by no shape or stretch. But it's still stepping outside of your comfort zone, even with the fight like that. Is it the best fight? No. Would I rather see Canelo versus Jermall Charlo? Abso-fucking-lutely. But you guys have to be realistic. Charlo says he's fighting in December. I haven't heard any announcements. Some people are like, no, why didn't Canelo fight Billy Joe Saunders? That's not realistic. Billy Joe Saunders is fighting in October, and he's facing a potential being stripped and a drug case. So that's not realistic. Him fighting Demetrius Andrade has an October 20th fight versus Billy Joe Saunders, and if it's not Billy Joe, he's gonna probably fight for the title against the Walter dude from Namibia. So at the end of the day, that's not likely. Andrade is fighting somebody October 20th. So how's he gonna fight that person and then be ready by December? Same thing with Derevyanchenko. Same thing with Daniel Jacobs. Those fights aren't realistic. See, a lot of you guys get mad, but you're not realistic. Billy Joe Saunders, he got things outside of boxing he had to take care of, that drug shit, you know, because that's looking suspect right now. Plus, maybe he fights Andrade. If he doesn't, Andrade's still fighting in October. See, this is what we do here at New Media. We break it down. Yes, I would love to see Demetrius Andrade finally catch a break and catch a big name like Canelo. I wanted to see it at 54 when a lot of you motherfuckers was making excuses. So don't try to play me. I wasn't making excuses. I said Canelo should have fought Charlo at 154. And you guys was telling me, oh, what have the Charlos done? So don't try to flip it on me as if I don't want to see good fights. That's never going to happen, because truth be told, I'm not making excuses for Canelo. Truth be told, I wanted to see Canelo fight these motherfuckers when he was at Canelo weight at 55, and they were making noise at 154. So how about that? I told you Canelo should fight Demetrius Andrade. You know, why? When Demetrius Andrade was the WBO champion, right? You heard no real interest from Golden Boy or for Canelo to fight Andrade. But then when Liam Smith becomes the WBO champion because they strip Demetrius Andrade, and then Liam Smith beats John Thompson or somebody to become the champion, now all of a sudden Canelo coming up off Canelo weight of 155 to fight against Liam Smith in Texas in front of 51,000 people, you know, for the WBO. So now all of a sudden you care about the WBO belt. So, you know, you guys ain't finna play me. The videos are still up. So I definitely want to see the best versus the best, but I'm realist. I'm realistic. Canelo, he's still stepping outside of his comfort zone, and he's coming off of 2 wars, you know, and he's fluctuating his weight. I give him props for that. Yeah, again, I'm realistic. He's not fighting the cash cow at 168. He's not fighting Zurdo Ramirez and, you know, Jose Uzcategui, which would all be bigger fights. But here's the other thing. Jose Uzcategui, he just fought in Oakland. And who did he fight? You know, Moderna. So, you know, if we're going to hold people to a standard, who the fuck did he fight? He fought Darrell twice. Great. Props. I think he's a skilled fighter. But who the fuck did he fight? A lot of y'all didn't even watch his last fight. And it was in my backyard. I didn't even go to the fight. You know, it was Jose Uzcategui versus Moderna or Maternity or some shit. I don't know what these motherfuckers' names is. Paternity or something. I forgot what the dude's name was. He fought someone named Maternity, you know? So if we're going to nitpick and stuff and let's look at everybody's shit. You know, Gilberto Ramirez, who the fuck did he just fight last? Because I'm pretty sure he fought someone after Jesse Hart, excuse me. Who was it? Who did he fight? You know, so if we're going to deconstruct and look, see, this is what people do. They criticize heavily because the guys that have a bigger name, especially minorities, you know? You know, motherfuckers didn't care when Triple G was fighting Willie Monroe and nobody knew who the fuck he was, and Canelo was Triple G was a champion. Nobody knew Willie Monroe. I thought he was like an R&B singer or some shit. Pretty Ricky. pretty Willie. I didn't know who Willie Monroe was at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's spread all I'm saying is keep that same energy. You know, yes, 2019 is on. New media, we not stopping. The mission ain't changed. Death Row East, believe in it. So I want to see Triple G step up and fight Charlo. I want to see Canelo step up and fight Daniel Jacobs should he win. Derevyanchenko should he win. Andrade should he win. You know, Jamal Charlo should he win. But keep the same energy. Shout out to my girl Maya. She said KTSE. I like that. KTSE. Keep that same energy, motherfucker. You know, don't just overly. Canelo just fought Golovkin twice. That's what I wanted to see. You know, 2016, he had a shitty year. See how realistic we are on this side, the real side, the Death Row East side. Canelo, everybody was hot at him in 2016. You fighting Amir Khan. Eesh. You know what I'm saying? You fought. He was doing good until you hit him with that. You caught him in the middle of an eesh. He said, eesh. You know, that wasn't a good look because he had no business at 55. Then you fought Liam Smith, but you didn't care when Andrade had that WBO title, when he had that rock. You know, but when Liam Smith gets it through a vacancy, Demetrius Andrade beat Vanes Martirosyan to get that title. Liam Smith fought for a vacant title. Okay. Eesh. Like, what y'all talking about, man? Eesh. So, of course, I want to see the best. But Canelo, in my opinion, has done, in his last 3 fights, he's done what I wanted to see him do. You know, I can't help it. Chavez Jr. fight look horrible. It's not Canelo's fault. He flexed his weight, moved up to 164.5. I was born ready. And he dogged Chavez Jr. If Chavez didn't have his shit together and then gets robbed by some thoughts after, that's his deal. Then he fought Golovkin. It wasn't clear enough for motherfuckers. He came back, went to the drawing board, you know, failed a drug test, came back off of the clenbuterol. I'm making up my own drugs. Clenbuterol. Was doing the year-round testing, looked considerably smaller, came out with a whole different attack and approach and game plan. In my opinion, he beat Triple G, walked him down, and gave a totally different look than he gave in the first fight. So, you know, I'm not mad at Canelo for taking a rocky fielding. Go up, now you can say, hey, I'm Mr. 3 division champion. I mean, this is just smart business. You know, coming off 2 wars and a cut over your eye, you're not going to go in and fight Charlo in December. Meanwhile, Charlo had plenty of time to rest up because last time he fought was, I think, April on the Broner Vargas card. I'm the boxing encyclopedia. This is all off the top of the dome. I don't need Wikipedia. I don't need Google. I don't need no box rec. It's all up in here. I'm Johnny Mnemonic. You know, I'm plugged into the matrix. Tap in. Yeah, this is all off. So last time I checked, I think it was April because I covered that fight. Broner Vargas. It was an eliminator. Jamal Charlo. He knocked out Hugo Centeno Jr. Shout out to my guy, Hugo Centeno Jr. But he got knocked out. It was a good fight, you know. But he's had time to rest up. And he fought, you know, Canelo just fought the guy to beat in the division. So why would I hold him to? So, you know, how is that, if we're being realistic, how is that fair that Charlo does with the WB? I'm not mad at who Charlo fought. He fought who the WBC told him to fight to get ranked or whatever. And he did, I like what he did versus Julian J. Rock Williams. But how is it that Jamal Charlo can just, you know, fight those people that the WBC put forward? Canelo fights the number 1 guy in the division, has a draw with him, and then beats him. And then I'm going to be mad at him for not fighting Charlo absolutely next, especially when the WBC just told Jamal Charlo that he needs to fight Triple G. You know, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that. Now, in 2019... if he doesn't fight Charlo, or if he doesn't fight Daniel Jacobs, should he win, or Derevyanchenko, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, that's something different. And another thing is, while y'all sitting up here being fucking emotional, this is why I'm saying, this is why I succeed. You guys, oh, he goes, he's cocky. I'm not being cocky, because anything that I'm ever confident in is because it's been tried and tested, and it works for me. But this is the reason why I'm able to succeed in this game, because I can separate my fucking emotions. Some of you guys haven't even looked at the big picture. This Fielding dude, I don't know too much about him, right? But one thing I do know about him is he's tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2", maybe even 6'3". Somebody can confirm his actual height, but off memory, I remember him being tall. And he's 8 pounds higher. Some of y'all, while y'all sitting up here being, what's it called? Like nitpicking Canelo for this decision, right? You haven't even processed. Canelo, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Canelo, despite anything that anyone ever says, he studies Floyd Mayweather, because I see elements of his game, right? I see elements of his game where he's clearly following certain things that Floyd did. You know, he's a student of the game, working his defense, and if a guy beats your ass, you want to learn from that. And Canelo seems like he has the wherewithal to want to learn. But one thing that Floyd Mayweather does really well is he'll fight a style of fighter that will prepare him for the next fight. He fought Maidana, an awkward puncher, very awkward. You know, Maidana be hitting you and all types of shit and hitting you on top of the head, overhand rights and shit. Then he fought Pacquiao after 2 Maidana fights. That's some Floyd shit. That prepares him for the next fight, you know? A tough Mexican that never been stopped, Robert Guerrero, he fought him, his mandatory, before he fought Canelo. You know, another tough Mexican boxer puncher, obviously Canelo being, so that's why he was sharp as fuck in the Canelo fight, because he had a fight where he can sample things around. Because if you see, I'm dropping too much gems, y'all got to get these likes up. Floyd fought Cotto before Guerrero. This is, see, I'm the boxing encyclopedia. Floyd fought Cotto, did a bid in jail and grew out that little afro, and he had a long layoff. If he would have came back and immediately fought Canelo, he might have been rusty because he just did a bid. You know, he was locked up where he couldn't do full workouts and sparring partners because he was locked for that DV shit, right? So he came back, took care of his mandatory, you know, a tough come forward kind of, at least that's what Robert Guerrero evolved into, you know, a come forward. You guys like this guy? Beat up his wife, you know, machismo, and a guy who's, you know, not on the Canelo level, but, you know, a tough Mexican fighter's gonna come forward. You can pick your spots, boom, 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 and practice stuff. You're not really trying to practice nothing with Canelo because he's already bigger than you. So Floyd fought him at the catchweight at 152. He was able to, this is what Floyd does. He's smart. You know, he fought Robert Guerrero, you know, somewhat similar in the type of looks he's gonna give you and approach. And he was super sharp, ready for the Canelo fight. He fought two fights with Maidana against the awkward puncher, so he's ready for the awkward puncher in Manny Pacquiao, right? Even though they don't fight 100% alike. Canelo and Robert Guerrero don't fight 100% alike. Maidana and Pacquiao, there's definitely things they do different. But I'm talking about gearing you up for the style of fight, right? You look at Charlo's like 6'1", 6'1.5", 6'2". I've met the guy, been around, right? He's a tall fighter. Rocky Fielding is also a tall fighter. So another thing, while you guys are sitting up here being emotional, Canelo might be doing a baby Floyd Mayweather move and knowing that he's going to have to face the mandatory or maybe even fight Triple G again. So preparing by moving up and getting some work in against a light champion, also setting history, but also fighting a tall man to see how he feels, which would prepare him for a Charlo. That's another reason I'm not getting mad. It's not making excuses. That's I think that's a possibility. Other thing is, Canelo has a better resume than most guys his age. Name somebody who is 28 or younger that has a better resume. And this is no knock on any young fighter, but tell me an active, I'm not talking about no fighter from that used to fight in the 40s or something where they fought every 2 weeks. Name somebody who's 28 or younger, Canelo's age, that has a better resume. Oh shit, y'all didn't hear me? Danny Garcia, I think, is older. Danny Garcia, I think, is older than Canelo. We're gonna pull it up right now. Danny Garcia. Okay. Danny Garcia is 30. Wrong answer. Try again. I said name somebody who's Canelo's age or younger. He's 30. His birthday is 5 days before mine. His birthday is March 20th. So he's been 30 since March. So name someone. Try it again. See, this is why new media is on top. Pacquiao's 1,000 years old, so he's definitely not younger than Canelo. See, that's why New Me is on top. Y'all think with emotion, a lot of you. I'm saying facts. And if I'm not saying facts, then you tell me. Who's Canelo's age that has a better or even comparable resume? See, why is it taking so long? You guys Googling or something? Ryan Garcia, he have a better resume? Swift Jared Hurd? Like who? Hello, can you guys hear me? Broner has a better resume. Broner has you guys not understanding the question. I said a better resume. That's originally what I said. Broner hasn't even fought like a Mayweather. Canelo fought Mayweather, so I wouldn't say that. Broner has a good resume. That's cool. And then even if you look deeper in that, then Broner has lost to some of the better names that he did fight. Keith Thurman's resume is not comparable. He fought Sean Porter after he lost to Kell Brook. You know, I'm not saying these are bad fights, so don't get that misconstrued. But Keith Thurman claimed to fame as Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. You know, Danny Garcia arguably lost to Mauricio Herrera. Canelo fought Mayweather, you know, who has 50 fights. He had 40-something even when Canelo fought him. See? These dudes ain't equipped. They only equipped to deal with emotion. You know, everyone's, hey, oh, you love Canelo, you suck at Canelo. It don't have shit to do with none of that extra shit, homoerotic fantasies and all that y'all having. Name the fighter who's 28 or younger that has a Canelo-style resume. Mick Connellan, Shakur Stevenson, like who? What we talking about? Yo, we got to get the likes past 100, people. I don't know what. Everyone's leaving all the millions of comments. That's great. But the likes is part of the engagement on these live streams. I don't even care about, like, you know, as much on the other videos, but that's something that they factor in to see who gets to see the live streams. So y'all got to smash that like button. You know, we hitting y'all with them back-to-back live joints. You know, all they could do is complain and dislike, but they're not proving us wrong. Like, you tell me who has a better resume than Canelo is at his age. Does Lomachenko have a better resume? Because he's older than Canelo. And y'all all talk about how he went for a title in his second fight. That's cool. But does he have a better resume than Canelo? See? And what we talking about? So, you know, I factor in as much information and data as possible. Canelo has a good resume. He's coming off fighting the #1 middleweight. He obviously asked the WBC if he can get a voluntary defense in or a fight of his choice. That's what he did. End of story. You know, and unlike Lomachenko, Canelo, being the fighter he is, there was controversy in his fight with Golovkin. He rematched him. He didn't do it for Lada, but he did it for Triple G. All this killing these casuals makes me so thirsty. So that's why I'm not like reaming Canelo. It's not the end of the world. He just came off 2 tough fights. He's flexing his weight. He's just became a champion there. That's cool. But 2019, there's no excuses. If you get past Rocky Fielding and all that, then we want to see you fight unifications and shit. And then it's right back to it, you know. But you guys got to be realistic. Like, people want to be new media so bad, but they don't understand how to do it. Like, the reason Joshua is under scrutiny, the reason he's under scrutiny is because of how he's playing it. He's talking about Wilder. Eddie Hearn's saying that Joshua will knock out Wilder. Meanwhile, they're not fighting him. That's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I personally haven't heard Canelo say, oh, I'm about to knock Charlo the fuck out. He doesn't really even talk about Charlo. You know what I mean? So I've never heard Canelo like downplay Charlo being a good fighter. Like AJ and team have. I never heard the Reynoso say, "Oh, we about to knock Charlo the fuck out in 3 rounds," And then back to the title of this video, what Abel did say about Triple G is Triple G can and will fight anyone from 154 to 168. Guess what? Those are divisions that Canelo has been in and conquered. So Canelo's actually doing more of what Triple G's team said they would do. Canelo fought at 154, Trout fight was at 54, Floyd was at 52. The Angulo fight, I believe, was at 54, maybe at 55. He had a bunch of 155s after the Mayweather fight, I think. And then he fought Liam Smith at 54. And then he moved up to 64.5 for Chavez. Then he moved back down to 160, 2 fights for Golovkin. So now he's moving up to 168, where even if you're the greater skilled guy, you're also fighting a bigger man, guys who could be tougher. If Rocky Fielding gets stopped by Caleb Smith is not trash. Caleb Smith looks like one of the top dogs at 68. So there's really no foul in that. And like if Rocky Fielding got stopped by, Bozo the Clown at 68, then that'd be something different. But this is an easy business move to make this fight coming off 2 tough fights, period. And then beyond that, go back down to 160. This is my opinion. Go back down to 160 and then fight a Charlo, or we'll have to see the outcome of some of these middleweight fights with Derevyanchenko and Jacobs. And we got to see who Demetrius Andrade fights in the end of this month with Billy Joe Sanders failing a drug test. Are they going to allow that fight to continue or not? So that's my standpoint on it. But once again, Triple G's team said that he could fight from 54 to 168. And Abel Sanchez even said that Triple G would beat Ward, Adonis Stevenson, and Kovalev at 175. Meanwhile, it's all been talk. We haven't seen Triple G move a muscle to get to nobody's 54, or nobody's 168 pound division. So, if it's so easy, people are like, "Oh, he's fighting a cherry pick Rocky Fielding." Then why didn't Team Triple G come up with this idea? Why didn't they move up to 168 and fight whoever they felt was a weak champion? Why didn't they fight James DeGale or somebody? Why didn't they fight Caleb Truex at 168? So at least Canelo, like I said, I'm a realist. At least Canelo is giving us multiple weight classes. Like he's stepping out of comfort zone, especially for a motherfucker who fatigues in fights. You don't want to be up trapped in these 168s with bigger guys, stronger guys, tall guys and stuff, and you gassed out or tired, because then the fight could get interesting. So he's still taking a level of a risk by fighting someone bigger, period. Just the same way I gave Terrence Crawford credit for fighting Jeff Horn. It's not that I thought Jeff Horn was the best 147 pounder, but that's me comparing him to other established 147 pounders like Errol Spence, Pacquiao, and Sean Porter and all these other guys that are established, Keith Thurman. But Terrence Crawford was new to that territory. That's his very first fight, and he's fighting against him. So you got to put that into perspective. Shout out to Luis Rodriguez. He said Venom movie was aight. Started off slow. Yeah, that shit was kind of weak to me. I expected so much more. I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. I like the MCU, Marvel Universe, comic books. We are Venom. Like, we are leaving. This shit weak. I just wasn't feeling Venom. It was cool. Special effects were cool, but storyline was it felt like a 90s movie, like a cheesy one, not even in a good way. And the other thing is the Venom movie didn't have an identity. It's like some scenes seem, I'm not gonna do no spoilers, but some scenes seem super dark and like almost like a real dark tale, like horror movie. And then sometimes they got one-liners and jokes and shit, and it didn't blend really well. The villain also, he looked like a pussy. He was like the least threatening villain I've seen for a superhero movie. Even like Superman. You remember Batman vs Superman? They used the dude from Zombie. What has that dude been in? The one that played Lex Luthor. What the fuck? Whatever he was in. Zombieland or whatever movie, he don't look like a real threatening guy, but at least he was like diabolical and cynical, you know, in terms of his character. The guy that played Lex Luthor. Yeah, he was in Zombieland. So that dude looks like, you know, he don't look like no threatening dude like Bane, or, you know what I'm saying? Hella buff Bane or something, but at least he was like diabolical and super sinister. Yeah, from Jesse Eisenberg, thank you, from Zombieland. Yeah, he don't look like no threatening bad guy, but he still did a good job of being cynical and Lex Luthor. This dude, you know what I'm saying, he looked like Amir Khan or some shit, and he wasn't even threatening in the least way. He was just like, I don't know, eesh. Hell no.
Perhaps he's wondering why someone won't shoot a man before throwing him from a plane. Do you think darkness is your ally? Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated, Bruce. When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
Yeah, at least be sinister. If you look like a villain that motherfuckers can whoop, then at least be, you know, menacing and shit, and be powerful. And then Canelo, I mean not Canelo, the fucking Venom and Riot look too similar. That shit was, I wasn't feeling it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But bottom line, Canelo moving up to 68. That's what he said. That's what he announced. I don't know if it's going to be on DAZN. I don't know if it's going to be on the Canelo Cooking Network. I don't know what channel, Cartoon Network, but that looks like the next order of business. Like I said, I'm not mad. It's an opportunity to grab a quick title because there's too many titles in boxing, in my opinion. And he's going for it. But I don't want to see him stay at 68. And I don't think he would stay at 168. Because if you stay at 68 as a champion, you know, you're going to have to see Jose Uzcategui and Zurdo Ramirez and Caleb Plant and Caleb Smith, who looked huge next to George Groves, who has some good. You're going to be you're going to look a lot smaller than all of them dudes, you know. So I don't think he even plans on staying up there. I think he sees the opportunity. And, you know, maybe even using it to prepare for, like, another Golovkin fight or a Charlo or Daniel Jacobs fight, because those guys are all bigger. So why wouldn't you start off with somebody who's bigger, especially in pounds-wise, but limited? Because if you get in there with tall guys like Jacobs, tall guys like Charlo, they're already ready-made. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to practice shit on them. You're going to have to come with your A game. But on Rocky Fielding, no disrespect to him, but he's a taller guy, but he looked more basic from what I had seen. So you could see how you at least feel, how it is to try to get on the inside. Because if you just jump in there with Daniel Jacobs at 60, who's taller than you, or Charlo at 160, who's taller than you, straight away, then you're going to have to learn on the job in the actual fight. Rocky Fielding, you can see if you can sort out your stamina, see how you can come in on the taller guy, see how your jab is. You know, you can play around and prepare yourself. So that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If Canelo and Zurdo, that's a big, put that on Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo, and all these holidays. I'm with it. If he stays up there, he's gonna have to fight the best. David Benavidez, that's what I'm saying. These dudes is way bigger than Canelo. That's why I don't think he's gonna stay up there. I think he's just he wants a New York fight, new market, and he wants the ability to say I'm a 3 weight division champion. He came off 2 fights that were tough. End of story. You know, but I do give him credit because it's still a risk. You're stepping outside your comfort zone. If it's so easy, then tell everyone to move up 7 to 8 pounds to the next division. And then fight whoever you think is a champion that's weak. If you just get easily... So Keith Thurman, whoever he thinks is the weakest... Okay. Keith Thurman, if he thinks Jaime Munguia is the weakest champion at 54, then Keith Thurman versus Jaime Munguia. Let's see it. You see how... This is what I'm saying, bro. If you really put it down in perspective, just take Canelo out of it. If every fighter fought in Division A... and they move up 7-8 pounds to fight in Division B against whoever the public feels is the weakest champion, they would still be good fights. So Keith Thurman versus Jaime Munguia, who most people rate Charlo and Jared Swift Hurd above Jaime Munguia. But you mean to tell me Keith Thurman versus Jaime Munguia is a horrible fight? Because right now it looks like Jaime Munguia is the least proven champion. But that's not a bad fight. If Keith Thurman moved up to 154 to fight Jaime Munguia, does anyone believe that to be a bad fight? Like, that's a terrible fight. And how is Thurman Munguia a terrible fight? Some of y'all don't know shit about boxing. Okay, boxing expert. You're the boxing expert. How is Keith Thurman versus Jaime Munguia a terrible fight? Based on what? Dr. Manhattan says he's an expert. These dudes ain't shit. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Bro, see, just off of that type of mentality, I know you don't know what you're talking about. Who the hell wants to see an inactive fighter coming off numerous injuries fight Munguia? Bro, you all over the place. You're not even answering the question. It doesn't matter. It could be active Keith Thurman. It doesn't matter. You're going, who wants to see it? And you're trying to be semantics and shit. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. Healthy Keith Thurman, active Keith Thurman, moving up to 54 to fight Jaime Munguia. It would not be a horrible fight. Trust me. And Thurman actually fought at 152. See, some of y'all don't know shit. I'm gaming you as I go. He fought Carlos Quintana at 52 and stopped him. So, no, you're taking it literal. Like, you're like, oh, I thought you meant inactive Keith. No, I'm not talking about this current situation. I'm just saying if Keith Thurman in general moved up and fought Jaime Munguia. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you could, that's boxing. You can be the weakest champion in your division in retrospect to the other people in your division because they're the same heights, same type of builds, same power or greater. So that's one thing. But for someone to come out from a division underneath you and move up to your domain, that's something different. So Jaime Munguia, I like Jaime Munguia actually, but Jaime Munguia, he might not be able to beat Jermell Charlo or Jared Swift Hurd. We got to see what happens, but he might not be able to beat them, but they're in his division. They're equally big guys, right? But if somebody else is coming up to his weight class, that's different because Keith Thurman's power would have to be respectable enough to get Jaime Munguia to listen to it and not deter him, right? I did the example earlier. Jose Ramirez is a champion at 140. When Jeff Horn was undefeated at 147, that would be a good fight, right? That wouldn't be a horrible fight. If Jose Ramirez, undefeated champion with the WBC, moved from 140 to 147 to fight Jeff Horn. And I don't care what Terrence Crawford did because Crawford is Crawford. You get what I'm saying? Crawford fights his own style. Jose Ramirez doesn't fight exactly how Crawford fight. Jose Ramirez doesn't, have the same height and attributes. Period. These dudes is salty. He says, you're a bitch, my nigga. All right, block him. His name is Mura Kimudo. They only here to cause distractions. Bow, D caught him a body. You watching Crawford? I might go to that. Y'all want me to go? Y'all want me to go to Omaha again? Y'all want me to go to Omaha? See, this is what happens. Everyone, the hating ass people, they be like, oh, Ego's channel. It's a cult. He's begging for money. He bought subs. Okay. Y'all want me? We do what we want over here. Y'all want me to go? Should I take a trip next week to Omaha? We just do what we want. We when we want to go, we just book the flight. Y'all want me to go to Omaha? Okay. Randy says, nah, I'm going to Omaha. Fuck it. I'll see you next week, Omaha. I like to do what people tell me not to. Nope, I'm going to Omaha. Fuck it. Shout out to the 402. I'm going to Omaha. I'm gonna go next week. You know, I'm trying to meet Warren Buffett. I'm trying to politic. Trying to meet Warren Buffett. Nope, it's too late. I'm going. You know, can't tell me nothing. A lot of y'all broke motherfuckers is like, no, don't go, because y'all can't go. I'm going. Y'all can't go, I can. I love pissing y'all off like that. It's pretty funny. Let's get it. But anyway, bottom line is, it's not as easy as a lot of people are making it out to be, to move up. Like, just target the guy who's a division higher than you that's considered the weak link that's a champion. You get what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't work like that. Because he might be a weak link in his division, but you're not of his division. You know, you don't have the same power, height, and measurements and all this shit that the people in his division do. You know, Kell Brook versus Jaime Munguia, that's an interesting fight. Kell Brook, does anybody believe that's a horrible fight? Kell Brook versus Jaime Munguia at 54. Is that a terrible fight? See, look at Alberto. He said Chocolatito got knocked the fuck out moving up 3 pounds. And he got knocked down in his first fight. And he didn't look good versus Quadras or McWilliams Arroyo. Exactly. You know, bottom line, what I'm trying to say to you people, to everybody listening, is weight matters. You know, it matters and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the sense of if you're that talented, you know, like Floyd Mayweather or something, then you can negate someone having a weight advantage by what you're doing right because you're a complete fighter. But you're going to have to work on different things, especially have a defense, you know. Name a person who kept moving up and was successful that has zero defense. You know, one of the, like a Ruslan Provodnikov type of person. You know, you don't see it. Ruslan Provodnikov, could he go up to 154? Could he go up to 154? Someone said Pacquiao. Yeah, Pacquiao's not really defensive, but he's doing enough other shit to make it awkward. You know, and the funny thing is that's one person in how many fighters? Pacquiao's an anomaly. You know, he's more of an exception to the rule. Listen, y'all naming one person, and like I said, he was able to offset it. And to be honest, like Paulie Malignaggi, I think he was on something. To be honest. So, I mean, if that's the one example y'all come up with, cool. Someone said Pacquiao was put to sleep. Oh my God, y'all funny. I'm out. So yeah, y'all naming the one person who, you know, is a respected fighter, an anomaly, once every generation fighter, that it looks kind of suspicious. Like, I mean, just be real. How does it not look suspicious when there's turmoil and discord in your camp? Freddie Roach is like, what's in the goddamn shakes, Alex Ariza? And Alex, I ain't gonna tell you what's in my shit. This is some special shit for me and Pacquiao. This is an A and B conversation, so see your fucking way out of it, Freddie. Like, that's really weird. How y'all all on the same team and then the trainer can't know what's in the shake? I don't even know why you would even admit that. Freddie Roach is the one that admitted it. A and B conversation, see your fucking way out of it. Pacquiao, drink this. And Pacquiao, I went to drink it. Then Pacquiao turned to fucking Venom in the ring and shit. Got all this energy, man. Whatever. Pacquiao's the original Eddie Brock. Pacquiao had that symbiote suit. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy, and I take some of this shit. I'm gonna give you feeling a little sleepy, huh? I feel great. Me and Jinky, we had sex for 16 hours. Like, you got all this energy now, motherfucker. Okay. Yeah, you on some 222 shit now. So whatever. Y'all keep naming the one person that has historically done it. By and large, you don't have a defense. You keep moving up. You getting dealt with. You getting done up. You gonna get your shoes laced. You know. Name somebody that never had no mystery shake, that wasn't afraid to take a drug test, that has moved up with no defense several times, and had a successful career. Y'all naming the one motherfucker that didn't want to take a drug test to get a career high payday versus Mayweather, and his own trainer admits was drinking mystery shakes. What the fuck kind of? That sounds like some Bill Cosby shit. Pacquiao, I would like to give you the drink. Putting shit in the drink. What the fuck is that you was putting in? I made Manny a drink and put the Quaaludes and the... Gotta get the clean. Oh, like, what the fuck is in the mystery shit? That's some Cosby ass shit, man. I would like to make Pacquiao a drink. Now. You got the Jello with the pudding and the Pacquiao. You jumping around with the 222s and the doo-doo. Like, the fuck you put in that drink? Bill, what you put in that drink, man? Y'all must think I'm stupid. Y'all think I'm stupid. Hey, how is Conor McGregor? How is he the underdog? Y'all picking Khabib to beat him? I look at it like this. I think Conor could knock out Khabib, but if Khabib stays safe and gets him on the mat, I don't know. It might be a wrap for Conor. I don't know. Oh, the layoff? Yeah. And he's coming off a loss, so psychologically, I mean, even though it's a different sport to Mayweather, still a loss. Your impressions are a win. Thank you. The Pacquiao put the milkshake and put it together, put all the ingredients with the Jello, the pudding. God. What the fuck you put in that milkshake, huh? What y'all put? Yeah. Pacquiao needed Denzel on his team. Yeah, you ain't gonna tell me what's in the milkshake, huh, Alex? Yeah, okay, you just making them random drinks, huh? I could have went to Wendy's. I could have went to Five Guys. I could have got a milkshake from anywhere, but you want to make a milkshake, huh? Let's get it. Bob Arum impression. Terrence Crawford. He's Bob be like, you gotta feel it in your soul to do Bob. Mayweather is a boring fighter. Terrence Crawford. that's how Bill. That's how that's how Bob would do it. Pacquiao and Mayweather. Who cares? Like, Bobby like pre-mad. Like, before the questions even asked, why are you asking me? Like, damn, you already mad at me before the question even came out. They said do 50 Cent, man. Yeah, everybody listen. Listen, I'm out. I ain't no fucking circus clown, no monkey. I ain't just doing no impressions all day. Anyway, shout out to everybody for the likes and the super chats in the previous stream. We working. I just had to get some additional Canelo Rocky Fielding thoughts out. Yeah. The 50 Cent too realistic. Hit my wisdom tooth there. Spit it out. I don't smile at. Ain't shit pretty. I got a purple heart for war and I ain't never left the city. Hoes be like, ego, you so witty. Something special, man. I don't know what you heard about me. Let's get it. Gang. Shout out to y'all. New media, you know who's winning this. Hey, yo, Dre, you got me feeling real bulletproof in this motherfucker. Because the windows and motherfucking bridge bulletproof, Nick. Doc say if I get hit, I might get a concussion. Let's get it. We working.